How to quit marijuana today. Stay tuned to find out. Welcome. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode here at Sobriety University. On this channel we talk about addiction and recovery related topics. And in this video we're going to be covering how to quit marijuana today. A 3-step approach that may just help you finally kick the substance for good. So before we begin, like, comment, subscribe, and let's dive in. So I decided to make this topic because I think sometimes the idea of quitting an addiction, something that's so powerful and has had such a control on one's life, can be very overwhelming. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm more of an analytical kind of person. So I like to be able to kind of break things down and say, okay, I can do this, this, and this today. Or in the grand scheme of things. And that might lead to the results I'm looking for. When I'm kind of like floundering and not really sure, like, should I go this way, this way, this way? I find that I'm not as effective. So hopefully this video can help kind of shed some light and give you a roadmap to be able to start quitting marijuana for good. So the first thing is to ask yourself, how is marijuana actually serving me? I recommend writing this out on a piece of paper because writing is a very powerful exercise that helps get stuff out of the head. I don't know how it works, but it works. And so this is a really important question because it really helps start to break down, okay, where am I finding pleasure from marijuana? Why do I actually think I need this in my life? Now, for me, it was like, I thought it was everything. I thought it was my relationships. I thought it was my future. I thought it was my past, which is kind of a little esoteric. However, you might be understanding where this is going. It was just my whole world. And when I really broke it down, and I asked myself, how is marijuana actually serving me? It was like, okay, when I smoke, I feel anxious. I feel paranoid. I feel depressed. I feel like stressed over money. I feel like all of those things. It's like, wait, how is this pleasurable? And that's really what this question is getting at, is it's kind of like revealing, okay, this substance really isn't serving me in the ways that I might think. And also what might come up is a lot of the benefits that you might think you're receiving from weed were actually benefits that came way earlier on when weed was fun, weed wasn't addictive. I know the first couple, probably year that I was smoking weed, it was a lot of fun, all right? I'm not gonna lie. I had a great time with friends. I expanded my consciousness. I kind of let go of my ego a little bit. And I just kind of entered a new dimension of life. And it was really fun. Music was new. I'm already starting to fantasize over this time. And that was a lot of the reason why I was continuing to smoke, is because I was like, oh, it's doing all these things. But in reality, it hadn't done those things for many years. And then after asking that question, I was finally able to say, okay, you know what? Marijuana really isn't serving me anymore. It's causing way more problems than it is causing good. And I'm willing to accept that and start to make the change. So after asking this question, the next question is to set a 6-month game plan. I just met with a coach. His name is Jaron Scott. I'll link his channel down below. And we're working on setting a business plan. So that was his advice for me, was to set basically like a 6-month game plan. Where do I want to be 6 months to a year from now? And really start to implement my life in taking action so that that dream can become a reality. And so with weed and quitting marijuana, the 6-month game plan might be, okay, in 6 months, I want to be free from marijuana, or I want to be smoking way less. I want to maybe only smoke once a week instead of every single day, 24/7. And once that game plan is set into place, it's a lot easier to kind of be able to start taking steps, like I said earlier, to be able to make that game plan a reality. And the game plan might not come into play. So I just want to make that as a disclaimer right now. It might take a little longer. However, being able to start taking those steps is going to be way better than just sitting on the couch, continuing to smoke, hoping that something changes. Quitting marijuana is a program of action. It takes work, it takes effort. It's simple, it's not easy. And I think that's something that's missed in the community, is that it does take physical effort. It does take mental, spiritual, emotional effort. And setting a game plan is going to be the first step in doing that. So setting the 6-month game plan, what might that entail? It might mean getting a coach. It might mean getting into support groups. It might mean getting rid of all my weed stuff and being able to start taking slow and steady days off. I have a video about slow or steady or fast and just try to cold turkey it. I'm gonna link that below as well, because personally I do the slow and steady route now, where I take small incremental steps. So I'm not like, okay, in 6 months I want to be sober. Today's the first, I can never smoke again. Like, I'm never gonna touch this thing again. I have to do this, because that's too much pressure. So what I like to do is I'm like, okay, I start to whittle it down to where I'm like, okay, I'm smoking every day. I'm gonna take 1 hour off, right? Because it's minute, right? You're like, an hour off, that's nothing. Exactly. So once I get good at taking an hour off, then I step it up to 2 hours, then half a day, then 1 day. And you can kind of see where this is going. And eventually, just over time, it becomes like a new muscle, like going to the gym and working out. It's like, okay, I can easily take a day off. This is like no problem anymore. It's time to step it up and push my limits a little bit, get outside my comfort zone and go 2 days. And once that gets easy, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and before you know it, you'll be at that 6-month mark and you'll be like, I don't even want to smoke anymore. I feel way better without it, and I know I can do it. It's like, it's a natural way to do it, instead of the, okay, I'm just gonna quit and just grit my teeth. Now, hey, that might work. It's worked for me in the past, but it's been very painful. So I'm not saying that this is not a good route, and if it can work for you, hell yeah, go for it. You got my full support on that. The slow and steady route, though, is a different route to help hit that 6-month game plan. So going on to number 3 here, and this one is a little more in the spiritual sense, and it is asking a higher power for help. Now, I have not started talking about the higher power stuff yet on this channel, and I'm really excited to be talking about it for the first time today. It's a huge part of recovery, and I thought, in the earlier days that it was maybe a little too intense, and now I'm seeing that, that's the magic of it. It's intense. It helps bring one into just a new state of being. That's what it did for me. So higher power, what do I mean by that? It can be anything. It can be anything that's not yourself or another person. So this is very important, because for me, I thought I was the center of the universe. I thought I was God's gift to this green earth. And in a sense I was, but not in the egocentric way. So I had to start believing that there was some other force out there that was influencing my life and guiding me, giving me direction, loving me, taking care of me. And I had to start believing in it, because believing in myself and my own ego was only getting me more and more misery in my life. And so what can a higher power be? Again, it can be anything. It can be God, it can be the Buddha, it can be Jesus Christ, it can be who else is there? I guess so. I said don't believe in people, but these people are dead. so we can use it here. And in a sense, it's like believing in their teachings. Hinduism, it can be, for me, it's the universe. It's just life in itself. It's just cause and effect, reality. That's what I believe in. I grew up Catholic, and the whole God thing didn't work for me. I do believe all these religions, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, they all have nuggets that I know I incorporate in my life, including Christianity. There's stuff that they talk about that, I value. Like, you see the speck in the other person's eye, but you can't see the log in your own. Basically just saying, I see other people's defects, but I don't have the awareness to see my own. That's kind of a red flag. So now, what do I mean by asking it for help? Well, this is something I've had to learn over the years, and I still practice this today. When I'm in a grind, sometimes I'll just have to say, universe, show me a sign here. Please give me some guidance. And the universe usually does. It might not be like Amazon driver comes up to your door with a box that says, hey, higher power's good for you. It's often like kind of subtle intuitions that happen throughout the day. Like, it might be a good idea to go here. Like I was saying, I met with a coach today, and I had that was a higher power moment where he's like, hey, take a little action here. It's a little bit of money, but you might find something that could be helpful over here. And the session was amazing. I gained so much value from it. And so being able to start to tap into the universe's, or God, whatever, it's plan for you, it's wants and love for you is going to be very helpful in being able to quit your addiction. I know for me, my higher power didn't want me, miserable smoking weed for the rest of my life. Wanted me to have a great life where I could add value to others and myself and just live a life of joy. And so being able to ask for that, the higher power is going to listen, and it's going to be able to help guide you in that direction. So guys, with that, it's gonna end the video today. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.